everyone, geophysicist Stefan Burns here. We have a bunch of comets right now flying into the inner solar system, and this is bizarre because of how many it is. It's literally a swarm of comets. We are tracking 7 different objects. 2 of them have already performed the perihelion. The rest will do so over the course of the next few months by the end of the year. And so this is looking like it's going to be a...
Say that again.
A very dynamic... Hey everyone, geophysicist Stefan Burns here. We have a bunch of comets right now flying into the inner solar system, and this is bizarre because of how many it is. It's literally a swarm of comets. We are tracking 7 different objects. 2 of them have already performed the perihelion. The rest will do so over the course of the next few months by the end of the year. And so this is looking like it's going to be a very dynamic end to 2025, at least as it relates to cometary activity, and that likely will influence solar activity because we see a lot of connections between comets flying into the inner solar system and enhanced solar activity like big solar flares, coronal mass ejections, and more. We have one of these objects, that's 3I Atlas. We're not really sure if it's a comet or not. It's more of an interstellar object. It has a lot of bizarre characteristics to it. The other 6 are clearly comets. One of them, in fact, was just discovered on September 11th. It had its perihelion the next day on the 12th of September. And so that is C2025 R2 Swan. And what's so interesting about Swan is that it's kind of interacting with 3I Atlas in some ways. And so let's go forward in time to the 21st of October. We have that right here. This is when there will be a superior conjunction with 3I Atlas from the perspective of Earth. And so we see the Earth right there. We see 3I Atlas right here, and the sun's in the middle. So superior conjunction is when something's on the other side of the sun. You will notice that this comet right there, C2025 R2 Swan, is only about 0.25 astronomical units away from the Earth. That's in fact its closest approach to the Earth. And so I've been talking about this superior conjunction perihelion transit of 3I Atlas from the perspective of solar activity. It's likely to enhance solar activity because of that complex dusty plasma surrounding 3I Atlas, how it's interacting with the heliospheric current sheet, the solar wind, and more. And well, it was like, okay, is this solar activity going to be Earth directed or more towards 3I Atlas because it's on the other side of the sun? Now we have a comet right there close to the Earth and along the ecliptic plane. So you look here, C2025 R2 Atlas is also only very slightly inclined off of the ecliptic plane. That's the plane that all the planets effectively hang out on. And so 3I Atlas is also only 5 degrees off from that ecliptic plane in terms of its inclination. And so this is a very dynamic transit that we have coming up on the 21st of October. And then on the 29th of October, we have the perihelion of 3I Atlas. So the appearance and discovery of C2025 R2 Swan is adding a lot of dynamicism to this entire time period. But there are other comets as well that we are tracking. And in fact, one of them will be much brighter than all the other comets, and that will be C2025 A6 Lemon. It's going to get very, very bright around its perihelion early November. But let's go down the list of these comets, their perihelion and their closest approach distance to the sun. And to do that, we have to go back to C2022 N2 Pan-STARRS, which already had its perihelion. In fact, that was back on the 31st of July. We see it right here, and its closest approach to the sun was 3.82 astronomical units. So this is one of the comets that's further out, but still within that orbit of Jupiter, getting fairly close to the inner solar system. It already has perihelion again, July 31st. The next one we discussed, that was C2025 R2 Swan, and that perihelion was on September 12th. We can go back to that so you can check it out. Here is the 12th of September, and you'll notice it right there, basically on the ecliptic plane, and also right outside the orbit of Mercury. So here's the orbit of Mercury, right there, very close in. Its distance is only 0.5 astronomical units away from the sun. The next perihelion for one of these comets is from 414P stereo at 0.52 astronomical units on September 27th. So let's find that. We'll go to the 27th of September. That one's getting quite close. Again, 0.52, and we see 414P stereo right here. And so it will be below the ecliptic plane. And if we go forward, we see that it's continuing to fly below the ecliptic plane. So originally came in from above, and it is now swinging down like this, but its perihelion will be on the 27th of September. So that's coming up pretty rapidly. And then after that, we have a perihelion on October 8th. And this is from C2025 K1 Atlas at only 0.33 astronomical units. So let's go forward to October 8th to check that one out. And we see how close it gets right there. Also below the ecliptic plane, it was along it earlier, and it'll be also afterwards. Very, very close to the sun, and even like within that orbit of Mercury, but below. So that's then on the 8th of October. We have that superior conjunction with 3i Atlas with...
Notice they coming in from all angles. All angles. Understand, 7. You have 7 colors in the rainbow. 7 represents the God's or divine's perfect creation. It takes you a full 7 years for your brain, your organs, your blood cells, your bones to replenish themselves. You don't have the same brain, heart, and liver that you had 6 months ago. You shed skin every 4 weeks. You don't see it, but it's constantly being shedded. Your bones are constantly growing. Old bones are just are defecating or urinating them out. You are constantly growing. And every 7 years, take a full 7 years for that for that completion to take place. And now you have 7 comets. 7. First it was just 3i Atlas. Now you have 7. How significant is the number 7? And I'm quite sure people be able to pull things up. 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 kingdoms. All this will be, all this is coming up because, as I told you before, as above, so below, as without, so within. This is all a game that's being played. Earth is a school. This was a test. This was a test for your black energy, your neuromelanin, your ability to manifest physical reality. Only us can do that. Understand and overstand that. That's why I tell you to study chemistry, physics, biology, neurology. Your brain controls all physical reality and is based upon what programs you have accepted. Let's finish this a little bit. Let me play this a little bit more.
One, that comet that we just found being closest to the Earth on the 21st of October. Then the perihelion of 3i Atlas is on October 29th. That will be just inside the orbit of Mars. And so we can check that out. We see it here. If we go forward in time, we see 3i Atlas zooming in just within the orbit of Mars. On the 29th of October is its perihelion. We can see that pretty clearly right here. And then it will continue on. And then we have the brightest comet of the bunch. At least that is what is expected and forecasted. And that'll be from C2025 A6 Lemon on November 8th. And so let's go to that. We go to the 8th of November, and we will see this comet get pretty close to the sun. Its closest approach is 0.53 astronomical units. And one of the reasons it's going to be so bright is because of how its orbit is lined up in relation to Earth. And so we see Lemon right here. It's above the ecliptic plane. And if I go there, maybe you can see a little better. That is its closest approach to the sun. If we go forward, we will see that it's cutting now into the ecliptic plane afterwards. But if we go back to the 8th of November, we see that it is in a very favorable position to see from Earth. And so it's expected to get to an apparent magnitude of about 4 or 3, which is very, very bright. You'll be able to see that with the naked eye. Right now,
okay, my people, it's not even a concern about if you can see these things with the naked eye. I done told you already. It's only one group of species that's going to walk underneath that sun, regardless if you're malevolent or benevolent, and that's a prokaryotic cell organism. So even these entities on the planet, the draconian species, the tall whites, the insectoids, and all that, these are still natural species, although they have a dark mind to usurp energy scientifically because they want to be immortal. Actually, they want to be us, to be truthful and honest with you, the creators of the entirety of the galaxy. But although they want to be us, they want to be creators, because if you look at where how we live in regarding our environment and so forth that they have created for us, it's artificial. It's a replica of the natural environment, but it's artificial. The cat, the dog, and other animals that we allow inside of our whole household that we have accepted, even the foods that we have eating or that we are currently eating, all of these things are coming from an entity that has been here for quite some time and it is designed to be jealous, designed to have to be envious. This is what this entity is designed to be, and it understands that if you can get the organic species to do this, then you can do that. However, its main goal, its main objective is to put aside universal law. And I want to travel and surf it. I want to travel and surf and navigate the cosmos like your species do. More importantly, we smell like our blood to them smell like the sweetest candy, a tasty cake, a birthday cake. Our blood smells different and they love it. So we designed these species to put us through a significant test. And we kept a bird's eye view on this test the entire time. A bird's eye view on this test the entire time. Listen, I done gave a lot of information out here, my people. As a reminder, I am not your teacher. I am one of many great reminders down here. I will tell you, my brothers and sisters, and it's coming to light. It's coming to light very fast that Earth is a school. It is a test, individually and collectively, for us as a species. And now it is coming to an abrupt end. The embarrassment is on us. The joke is on the complex cell. Abundance and gratitude to you all.